Well, it's sparking fierce debate. Is Aotearoa in an energy crisis, and do we need a nationwide power conservation campaign? Associate Energy Minister Shane Jones met with the industry regulator, the Electricity Authority, earlier today to get some answers to those very questions. It's hot on the heels of Winstone Pulp International announcing it's shutting 2 mills in the Ruapehu district indefinitely due to skyrocketing power prices, meaning more than 200 jobs will go. Meanwhile, the major electricity users group has raised concerns about whether the situation is being downplayed. Ko taku manuhiri anai nei ko Shane Jones. The Minister joins us now. Tēnā koe e te minita.
Kia ora, ngā mihi whānui kia tātou katoa. Greetings.
I have this statement from the Electricity Authority, and they say that they've been left in no doubt as to your disquiet about the situation. What did you say to them?
Oh, you've got to look at it from my perspective. I've got mums and dads. I've got families getting in contact with me, many of whom I've known personally from rural parts of our country. And they are just aghast that the week in which the corporate companies are celebrating inordinately high profits, they're losing their jobs. So the Energy Authority is a tremendously well-endowed entity in terms of legislative power, but they've been akin to a vanilla popsicle or a chocolate teapot. And I know it's being a bit sort of cheeky when I call them that, but they have not used those powers to moderate the behaviour and the supply of energy or the affordability of energy. So what's the point of having these independent entities if all the drama, it washes up at my feet and I'm unable to exercise power on their behalf? So they should damn well do their job.
Minister, did you tell them, use these powers now?
I've been saying this since the election. I campaigned on this on behalf of New Zealand First. No one should be under any illusion as to what was the approach.
So what can you do if they keep ignoring you, Minister?
Oh, well, no doubt the options will be brought forward to us very shortly. I know our senior colleague, Minister Simeon, is going to be making some announcements in the near future. But I feel
about
that...
what specifically, please?
The problems that where our energy price is not competitive. Now, does that mean that we need to do a deep dive, which I believe we do, and I think that we should intervene in the market to ensure that there is not any scope for activity which favours the stakeholders, such as the gentailers, to the detriment of the other providers who represent competition, because all of the other people, like the octopus, a colourful name for an energy company, they say to me, because of the behaviour of the gentailers, it's not profitable and it's not possible for them to bring in new areas of supply for competition.
Okay, Minister, I'm going back to my original question, and I would really like a straightforward answer, please. You say you have been screaming from the mountaintop that this authority needs to exercise power to bring prices down in the market. You also say, well, basically they've been ignoring you. So what are you going to do to make it happen? And can you make it happen? Can you force it?
Well, obviously, I'm taking them at their word that they have got a number of interventions underway that will bring more competitiveness to the price of power. They're an independent body. From my perspective, if they're not going to deliver on behalf of New Zealand power users, families and businesses, then from as far as I'm concerned, they're going to end up as roadkill. What
do you mean by that?
Well, what's the point of having an entity that we've trusted with a regulatory authority if prices are skyrocketing, profits are gruesomely large, and New Zealanders are tossed on the scrap heap because their businesses are closing down due to the non-competitive prices of energy in New Zealand?
Are you going to disestablish the Electricity Authority?
Sadly, we campaigned on them being disestablished, but we only got 6.5% of the vote. So all we can do at this stage, what I can do, is work with them, encourage them, cajole them, and look, these
but you've said they're going to be roadkill, Minister, and everybody understands that to mean dead, over, finished.
Yeah, well, if we don't have a solution from the Electricity Authority that is meant to be the central body ensuring that there's wholesale competitiveness in the energy market, then what use are they to me?
On the subject of whether we're actually in a crisis and we need a nationwide conservation campaign, nowhere in their media statement do they use the word crisis, and they say the hydro storage levels, while historically low for this time of the year, are not at a level to trigger a conservation campaign. Do you agree?
No, I most certainly am of the view we are facing a crisis. I don't care if all these overpaid corporate lackeys, and I don't care if these engineers who deal in alchemy don't agree with what I'm saying. Come with me out to the businesses, come with me to the households of New Zealand and explain to them why energy pricing is not currently a crisis.
Here's the thing, Minister, you can use the most colourful language that you like, the poshest words you can find in the dictionary, but people want to see action. And you've just told me they're not doing anything despite all your protests. So how are people going to get cheaper power?
Let's go through very quickly some things that we're going to do. Obviously, we're going to increase the capacity for more gas to come on the market. I'm promoting that we use more coal because at the end of the day, we don't have enough sources of energy. Thirdly, we do have the option of importing energy into New Zealand. That work is taking place. On the question of what exactly are the rules that need to be changed, as I said, my senior colleague, Minister Simeon, will be making those announcements in short order.
So, given that's your plan as outlined, what month, in what year, roundabout, can people expect cheaper prices?
Well, the Mother Nature is slightly against us at the moment. Despite my best efforts, there's not enough wind. The sun's not shining, and we are short of water. But there's two elements to this, Lisa. There's two elements. There's number one, the affordability of the prices and whether or not those prices are high because of failings in the wholesale market. I happen to believe that is the case. Therefore, we've asked I'm constantly asking this electricity authority to do their job, and the other is the expansion of supply. And sadly, the expansion of supply is going to take a bit longer. And I don't want to go back and blame Megan and blame Jacinda. It's now a historical fact that their decisions did have a chilling effect on the gas industry, and we're running out of gas.
You're in charge now,
no
though,
investment.
Minister. You're in charge now, and people want answers from you.
No, and I don't disagree with that. So wait in the very near future, and my colleague will be making additional announcements.
Within the week? 2 weeks? How long?
Yeah, no. Let's say certainly within the week.